信じてる
Many of us are drawn to One Piece for different reasons, right? The series has its interesting moments, including legendary ones that will blow your mind. But as of now, nothing beats the recent Wano Arc. It's full of satisfying moments, from Luffy's crew arriving on the island to leaving with new experiences and power-ups. So with that in mind, here are the top 10 most legendary One Piece moments during the Wano Arc.
For I was always the traitor.
Now let's start off with a controversial, legendary moment where some fans won't even consider this moment as good. It's not all about how flashy the scene is, but how memorable this one was. Imagine your best friend since childhood just saying that he actually kissed your crush. Conjuro's betrayal was just like that. The moment was also complemented by those high-painting waves to show just how unsavable the situation was. I mean, come on, if not for the plot armor and Luffy, that situation was hopeless. When he revealed all the crucial information from start to finish to Orochi, the war was pretty much a dead end at that point, and I was so pissed by how that played out. So why did I include this moment on our list? Well, because of how impactful that scene was for the Akazaya 9, and also for loyal watchers of One Piece since this betrayal affected the arc significantly.
皆を救いにやってきた光月桃之助が和の国を統治いたす
Now, let's move on from that traumatizing moment and talk about the heartwarming, emotions-exploding moment that really gets me teared up so bad. After numerous people died for the new era, after thousands shed blood, all this hard work produces an outcome that pays off so well, and everyone is just so happy to the point of crying at that moment. We know how wimpy Momo is. And the fact that even he has the courage to announce the end of the war really shows that he's the son of the great Odin. The music, the animation, and Momo's adult voice, it puts you in a trance like you're with them. In the Straw Hat Pirates, there's the only one best enemy duo you would think about. That's right, it's Sanji and Zoro, the ever-as-always fighting crew members. At the start of the Wano Arc, there were some questions about whether these two will ever reunite or not, and Oda didn't disappoint. He showed us epic fights, and these two are fighting together again. Not just for their captain, but for the people of the land of Wano. It's indeed the bro scene you really want to watch. I must say, this moment is like the life-saving grace in the midst of a flood. Yeah, flood of tears, since this is just moments after the execution of Yasuie, which truly shows us how miserable the people of Wano are. This moment is really not just about the epicness of a battle or good animation, but how the wings of the Pirate Kings finally came together once again. At the beginning stages of the final battle for Wano, the Pirate Ninja Mink Samurai Alliance were facing some really big challenges before they can get to Onigashima. But the Straw Hats, in true Straw Hats fashion, literally said duck it and charged all by themselves. However, that wasn't what made the scene legendary. It was when the entire alliance charged right after them. The music, the ships crashing in the waves in slow motion, the silence, everything was perfect. I literally have goosebumps until now. For me, that one moment carried so much emotion with it. It was a great opening for an even greater battle that was yet to come. The scene of Big Mom falling into the lava will make you think about everything. It shows us the fickleness of life. For just one moment, she's the all-powerful Yonko, and now she's falling to her death. The flashback shows us how Big Mom doesn't deserve to have a child. As you can see, it doesn't show any of her children. This indicates that she only sees her children as subordinates. I must say, One Piece is really not all about those goofy character drawings or exaggerated expressions. Hands down to the fallen Yonko, at least in her final moment, she ended her life while putting up a fight. We can't really say for sure that she's dead. With how big Big Mom is, maybe the lava will overflow in the process, saving her life. This might be another episode of One Piece Shippuden where Big Mom will return to have a change of heart and help Luffy defeat Imu. But before we get to the top 5 moments, make sure to smash that like button. We've mentioned him before, and we're mentioning him again. Sanji makes a comeback in our list, starting off our top 5 moments, and now he's fighting against Queen, one of Kaido's lead performers. This moment just shows us how much growth Sanji has had throughout the series, especially during the whole Cake Island arc. I mean, this scene was so awesome that Toei literally had to create another animation style just to make it even cooler. I'm talking about how it suddenly transitioned into a more dynamic and sketchy animation, making Sanji and Queen's attacks feel more fluid and heavy. You also have to note that Sanji is throwing hands with a literal robotic dinosaur that is at least 5 times as big as him. His attacks, which none I understood by the way, just look so cool, especially when he landed his Ifrit Jambé. If Lionel Messi was in One Piece, he would be Sanji.
俺はモンキー D ルフィお前らを超えて海賊王になる男だ
I will fight you, but this for me, quite literally, was one of the most well-animated first attacks in all of anime. He was just the GOAT, and it just looked like he came from My Hero Academia, learned All Might's United States of Smash, and decided to use it against Kaido. I mean, the way they animated this attack was nothing short of breathtaking. Red Rock was so strong that it not only made Kaido kiss the ground, but it shocked Big Mom, leaving her mouth wide open. Luffy started from Pistol, which, let's be fair, is quite impressive, all the way to Red Rock. He made not only the 2 strongest Yonkos, not only Wano, but the entire world of One Piece know that the future Pirate King is coming to town.
なってやろうじゃねえか。地獄の王に。
We can't talk about Sanji without mentioning the moss head he always wanted to beat up. Zoro came in clutch when it came to defeating King, because if Luffy showed us he was going to be the future Pirate King, then Zoro cemented himself as the King of Hell. I have no words to describe just how awesome the impact frames were in this fight, and I can even argue that it was better than Luffy versus Kaido. Both of them were giving it their all, and it just so happened that Zoro's will to become the strongest swordsman in the world, coupled with his insane swordsmanship, decided that he was going to be the victor. If you watch this, you'll literally have an eyegasm that'll make you look at other fights like they were animated by 5-year-olds.
お主らがいたから生きていられた。お主らのおかげで笑っていられた。じゃあバカであるから言葉にしつくせぬ。
Of course, after every great battle, there should be an ending, and that's when the Straw Hats finally had to move on away from Wano and continue their journey. But what they didn't do was say goodbye to Momonosuke and Kinemon. That's when we get that one beautiful scene that is as impactful as Yamato's goodbye to Ace. It might have started really funny, but it was full of emotion right after. The way we see the grown Momonosuke beg for Luffy to stay is heartbreaking. This moment marked the end of one of the greatest arcs of a legendary anime. Luffy left Momo with some valuable lessons and a flag that would fly over the land of Wano, so that whenever trouble arrived, Luffy and his crew would come to the rescue. Not only did this signify that the land of Wano was now under the Straw Hats' protection, but it solidified Luffy's status as a Yonko and a respected pirate that a lot of people wanted to follow. To end this legendary list, we'll be talking about the long-awaited final battle between Luffy versus Kaido. He got beat up time and time again, but my man was never going to let it slide. Kaido proved to be Luffy's strongest opponent yet, but with a newly awakened and overpowered Devil Fruit, Luffy just made Kaido realize that there was someone able to beat him in a 1v1. I mean, Luffy's Bajrang gun was so big he had to move Onigashima itself. The hype is so real, and at that point, you'll really think that Luffy is him. The way he also awakened was so epic. Come on now, if anybody disapproves, then they're not really watching. Even Zunisha felt the Joy Boy atmosphere that Luffy's emitting. Also, the way the writers drew the smile of Gear 5th Luffy, it's not even creepy or anything. But in that smile, you can feel the intense happiness. You can feel the freedom. Speaking of drawing, Luffy decides that if he can't beat Kaido in Japanese anime style, he will go to the cartoon Looney Tunes style of drawing. In fact, it's not even Gear 5 anymore. More like Luffy Tunes. So that concludes our picks for the legendary moments in the One Piece Wano arc. Although there are bound to be some moments that I've missed, let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. If you're really a true fan of One Piece, you'll smash that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more legendary One Piece videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.